Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. We are in Exodus chapter 4, and we're looking at Moses and his family. They're heading back to Egypt. Excuse me. And in verse 24. At a lodging place on the way, Exodus 4:24. At a lodging place on the way, the Lord met Moses and was about to kill him. But Zipporah, that's his wife, took a flint knife, cut off her son's foreskin, and touched Moses' feet with it. Surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me, she said. See, was Zipporah his daughter or his wife or mother? I tell you what, I can't hardly remember. But honestly, this is just a very difficult passage, and I'm not sure I completely understand it. But apparently, God met Moses. And because either he was uncircumcised or his son or somebody, God was going to kill him. But he didn't, because they wound up circumcising one of them. So anyway, we're just going to move past that because it's just not a passage I really understand. Okay. And there's some of the Bible I don't understand. All right, verse 26. So the Lord let him alone. At that time, she said, bridegroom of blood, referring to circumcision. The bridegroom, so that's her husband. So I don't know why she cut off her son's foreskin and touched him. Maybe it's because they hadn't circumcised their son. Okay, that would make some sense a little bit. Because God commanded the Israelites to circumcise their children on the 8th day, and apparently they had one they didn't circumcise. So they went ahead and took care of that. All right, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now let's just move on. Verse 27, the Lord said to Aaron, go into the desert to meet Moses. So now God's talking to Aaron. So he met Moses at the mountain of God and kissed him. Verse 28, then Moses told everything the Lord had sent him to say, and also about all the miraculous signs he had commanded him to perform. Moses and Aaron brought together all the elders of the Israelites, and Aaron told them everything the Lord had said to Moses. He also performed the signs before the people. And they believed. And when they heard that the Lord was concerned about them and had seen their misery, they bowed down and worshiped. So they got in front of all the people, and they did the thing with the staff, and they did the thing with the hand, and they turned the water into blood. And so everybody said, okay, good. God's on our side. We believe you, Moses. We're going to follow you. And that's good news. They won't stay like that. They're going to turn on Moses eventually, but for the moment, they're behind him. All right. Now we go to Exodus chapter 5. Gotta wait for the page to load. There we go. Verse 1. Afterward, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. So now they're actually before the Pharaoh. Let my people go so that we may hold a festival to me in the desert. Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I should obey him and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go. All right, that's what we thought he would say, right? All right, verse 3, then they said, the God of the Hebrews has met with us. Now let us take a 3-day journey into the desert to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God, or he may strike us with plagues or with the sword. But the king of Egypt said, Moses and Aaron, why are you taking the people away from their labor? Get back to your work. All right, and this is exactly what God said he was going to do. Verse 5, then Pharaoh said, look, the people of the land are now numerous, and you are stopping them from working. That same day, Pharaoh gave this order to the slave drivers and foremen in charge of the people. You are no longer to supply the people with straw for making bricks. Let them go and gather their own straw. Apparently, you had to gather straw to make bricks, all right? Verse 8, but require them to make the same number of bricks as before. Don't reduce the quota. They are lazy. That is why they are crying out, let us go and sacrifice to our God. All right, so you got these Egyptian slaves making bricks. So the way Pharaoh responds is, okay, they want to start playing games with me? Well, I'll just make things harder for them. Now let's see how the people respond to Moses. Verse 9, make the word harder for the men so they keep working and pay no attention to lies. Then the slave drivers and the foremen went out and said to the people, this is what Pharaoh says, I will not give you any more straw. Go and get your own straw wherever you can find it, but your work will not be reduced at all. So the people scattered all over Egypt to gather stubble to use for straw. The slave drivers kept pressing them, saying, "Complete the work required of you for each day, just as when you had straw." The Israelite foremen appointed by Pharaoh's slave drivers were beaten and were asked, "Why didn't you meet your quota of bricks yesterday or today or as before?" Then the Israelite foremen went and appealed to Pharaoh, "Why have you treated your servants this way? Your servants are given no straw, yet we are told make bricks. Your servants are being beaten, but the fault is with your own people." Pharaoh said, "Lazy, that's what you are, lazy. That is why you keep saying, 'Let us go and sacrifice to the Lord.' Now get to work. You will not be given any straw yet. You must produce your full quota of bricks." The Israelite foremen realized they were in trouble when they were told, "You are not to reduce the number of bricks required for you each day." When they left Pharaoh, they found Moses and Aaron waiting to meet them. Verse 21, and they said, "May the Lord look upon you and judge you. You have made us a stench to Pharaoh and his officials and have put a sword in their hand to kill us." All right, now, when Moses was doing those miraculous signs, they were all for him. "Yeah, we're behind you." But now that life got a little tougher for him, now they don't like him so much. And you see this in America. Everybody gets excited. They got excited about President Obama. "Yeah, we love you, we love you." But now things are kind of tough. "No, we don't like you so much anymore." All right. It's just human nature to blame whoever. People are fickle. They love you one moment, they hate you the next. All right. We need to put our trust in God and not put our trust in people, because people are going to disappoint us. Anyway, that's the big lesson for the day. All right. I'm sorry. People will disappoint us. Let's put our trust in God. I love you so much. It's been great to do this. I got to find how to get out of here. But come back tomorrow for the next edition. Oh, I went almost 7 minutes. Sorry. Next edition of Take 5, hopefully tomorrow.